Welcome to Yoga Monday 22nd. Welcome team. I hope that everybody's well. I know you're still a little bit disjointed and I hope that everyone's healthy. I've had a really rough week. I've been pretty sick the past week. I'm feeling good this morning, so I'm going to make you a new video. And I want to encourage you to use the intention of patience today. I am a really impatient person, so I tend to work my way or try to muscle my way through almost any situation. And it served me really well over the years, but for those of you that may be at home that tested positive for the coronavirus and can't rejoin the team yet, I'm sure you're just incredibly frustrated. So if this finds you in kind of a frustrated position like I am, I've had some kidney stone problems this week, then let's just practice today. It'll be a really nice flowy practice with some good stretching, and we're just going to try to lean into the situation. Some of my favorite scriptures are about patience. My favorite quotes are about patience. The most foremost leaders ever to walk the earth had just amazing patience. So as you think about those people that went before that really blazed a trail for us, the most intelligent, long-suffering people are people with patience. So bring your hands together and shift the shoulders back. Close your eyes. And think about all those that went before you. It could even be your parents, your grandparents. Maybe your grandparents were immigrants. Maybe your parents were immigrants. All they've gone through, all of their trials to where it took them to get to now. And we bow forward to that intention. And coming up really strong. We're going to begin on all fours. We do this typically at the beginning of a practice, not always, but just starting with balance here. So hands as wide as the mat. Extend your right arm and your left leg and bring the knee right into the elbow. And inhale the arm out and coming all the way in and pressing out. And all the way in, and pressing out. One more time. Wonderful. Switch sides, left arm, right leg, and bring the elbow to the knee, round through the tailbone, and inhale. We don't really look forward when we do that. We just look right in front of our thumb on the floor. So the neck usually follows the rest of the spine. If the spine is curving, we can lift our head either down or up. And that's a good question to ask yourself. What is the rest of my spine doing? Put both hands down and cat and cow. So here I'm arching through my back, so I'm looking up. And now I'm rounding through the back and I'm looking down because my head is following the rest of my body. And a nice big breath in and exhale, come under. 2 more passes, look forward, and exhale, come under. And 1 more. Press to downward facing dog. The feet are straight, so look at your feet really. Spread and lift the toes and then flare them down into the floor. Bend your left knee, let your left heel or your right heel drop, and switch sides. Not too fast. And at the same time, can you see how I'm pressing my arms forward and my thighs back? And we're going to do 2 more. So drop your right heel, press through the heel, don't get in a rush. And now the left heel is down, not in a rush. Both heels are down, look up, walk forward, 2 giant steps. And inhale, open. Exhale, fold. So extend your arms, lift your chin. See how my back is flat? Your knees might be bent to unload the lower back. And that's okay. Come all the way. Always remember, there's a tendency a lot of you have to turn your knees out when you come up. Try not to do that. And I don't mind if you practice hip distance apart, but I need your knees to be straight. They need to track with the rest of your body. Let's do 2 sun salutations, just kind of warm through the body. Inhale, lift. The hands might close, they might not. Exhale, fold. Look up, take a breath, and the hands could come up, but please put them on your body. Do not dangle them like a big gorilla, all right? Hands to the floor, lowering down, one solid mass. Walk your hands back, curl into cobra. Elbows are bent, see how my shoulders are down and back. And then tuck, we go to down dog. Lift onto your toes, walk forward. And inhale, and exhale, fold. Reach wide, lift your chin, so see how my back is flat. My core is incredibly strong there, and hands are down. We'll do one more little warm up just to get the blood flowing. The more that you're warmed up here, even if you took a run or lifted before your practice, that allows the synovial fluid around the joints to warm the joints and allow you to get a really clean stretch. And down dog. Now lift onto your toes and walk forward, 2 giant steps if possible. Look up, make sure the belly is always put away. Feet are together, ankles together, bend your knees, lift your arms to Utkatasana, right? And bring your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh bone, and we'll begin with a spinal twist. The hands are together, we pull the ears back and open up. And the more you engage through the belly here, the cleaner and more open twist you have. There'll be a few of you that will open your arms and scissor here. And now exhale, forward bend. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. And bring the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Palms together, twist around the corner. Ears back. Forward folding. Feet are hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind your back. Remember to have your hand towel with you, and it might go in between your hands here. Look right through your legs. Shoulders are up, and we take a forward bend. Lean forward, circle your thighs back. Relax your neck and jaw. Your knees can be bent here, but always remember what I tell you. If your knees are bent, your legs are not loose. The muscle is pulled to the bone. Hands on hips, lift your chin, and we rise to stand. Good, perfect. Bring your feet together. Although I like mine together, you might like your feet hip distance or even as wide as the mat. We're gonna take a lateral bend like a crescent shape. So lifting up, we come to the right. Now what if your elbows are bent? What if they are bent? That's fine. But pull the left shoulder open for me and press the left hip towards the left side of the room. You'll notice that your left heel literally tries to lift from the floor, and I need you to stomp on your left heel. Really press down and coming up tall through the midline and go to the left. Good, nice. You can even rest your head on your left arm bone there. It doesn't take away from the stretch, it almost adds to the stretch. And now rise up really tall through the spine and to the right hand comes down to your thigh, and we're gonna turn and look at our left inner elbow. And coming back to center, and we go to the left, the hand is down, drop this left shoulder, it tends to climb, and turn and look. And now we're trying to open our right shoulder and press down through the right heel bone. And rising up, nice and tall and strong. And exhale, forward bend. Look up, we take a full breath, high push-up. Coming into Cobra, 5 breaths. The elbows are bent, the shoulders are down. Pointing the feet, so be aware of your feet. Pressing the baby toe to the floor, the feet are straight back. One more. And down dog. lunge forward, giant, giant step. Now keep your left leg straight and come into a high lunge. From the side, the high lunge, you can notice that I'm leaning forward just a bit so that the left leg is straight, right? And then you come back, but not so much that it bends. So you come back as far as you can maintain the status on your back leg. The hands can be anywhere from bound to bound behind your head with the eyes moving upward. And then just deep, even breathing. Think about your intention, think about your situation, and breathe into it or lean into it. Perfect. Hands to the floor, step through down dog. Lifting the opposite leg, the left leg comes up and lunges giant forward. Your knee is above the ankle, and we come all the way into a tall stance. One more breath. Hands to the floor, step to downward facing dog. Walk forward, 2 giant steps if possible. Hands on hips, the back is flat. We come all the way up to standing. Nice. Keep your right foot forward, the left foot is back. Both legs are straight. The hips are facing the right side of the room. Grab your towel if you need to, but we're going to turn our palms towards one another. Bound behind the back, inhale, and come over that right leg. Shoulder blades connected. This is called pyramid pose, so stack it all up. Equal sides. Shoulder blades should be really right next to one another. And inhale, come up, loop the shoulders back, look up with your eyes, hands to your heart, walk left foot forward, right foot back, square the hips, bring the hands behind you. Looping the shoulders in and come over the left leg. Two more big breaths there. Make sure that your trunk, if you're on the inside of your thigh, I need you to be directly over the left femur bone, reaching the crown of the head towards the ankle bone. And come all the way up and loop the shoulders back. Perfect. Walk forward. Wonderful. Walk to the front of your mat. And we'll come into tree pose, standing on your left leg, bring your right leg up. Wonderful. Level out your hips. The hands can remain at the heart. Remember, I'd like you to look above the screen and take the arms overhead. Really tall through the fingertips. If the arms are apart, try turning your palms forward if you're struggling with the shoulders. And then as they slowly come in, if you're feeling more flexible, palms in and then eventually hands together, right? One more breath, find a focal point, and slowly come down. Nice, so excited. Just a reminder, especially for those new players, focal point is just something that is not moving. Attach your eyes to that and breathe right into that spot. The other focal point we have when we practice yoga is the breath. So the rise and fall, and I know you can hear my breath, and it does sound kind of weird, but these videos sound weird in general, but the breath is really the cornerstone of the practice. You'll notice on the exhale you get big energy or more of a focus in the pose, the power of the pose. It's called Shakti actually, and on the inhale it's about length. So in the length we lift up tall. Like we never want to sit down into gravity. We want gravity to hold us, but we want the stretch to be away. And then slowly bring the hands to the heart and the foot to the floor. And close your eyes and take 2 breaths here. Release the hands, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and come on down. Take your seat, the foot is flexed, the shoulders are back. Just getting into the hips now, crossing the left ankle, turning the knee down, sitting down low. If you want more of a shoulder stretch here and the balance is where it needs to be, extend your arms forward. Together or even really far apart works wonderfully. But if you're trying to do this without breath, you're really robbing yourself, not only of the meditative benefits, but of how the exhale gets you into that deep, deep stretch. Come back up. Good, really, really, really nice. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take a wide straddle. Toes are in, heels are out. Take the arms out, hands on hips. Loop the shoulders and come forward. But a lot of you forget to go wide. See how wide my arms are? The ankles should be as wide as the wrist bones, maybe farther. Because some of you are like 6'4" or 5", maybe taller, I'm not sure. Coming down, now lean forward and lean to the inside edges of your feet. Shoulders are up, away from the floor. Hands on hips, lift your chin, scoop it to come all the way up. Inhale the arms wide, interlock, remember the palms face each other. If you're struggling with your shoulders, remember we lift them up towards the ears, circle them back, bind the hands, and then come forward, right? Shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades. They're the key to so many shoulder opening poses. One more breath. Hands on hips. Lift the chin. And we rise. Awesome. Nice. Walk your feet in. I'm going to bring you right down to the floor. We're going to go right into frog pose. So make sure that your limbs are on the mat. Your knees come straight out from your hip and your shins are parallel to the front and back sides of your mat. Your feet are flexed. Now, if you're here, you're not going to feel anything. So I need you to be right in the center and then drop down into your pelvis. The arms are forward, the forehead's down. Good, drop into it a little bit more if you can. Relax. Try not to fight the stretch. Walking the hands in, bring the big toes together, sit back onto your heels and stretch the arms out again. One more breath. Good, walking your hands all the way inward. Bring your knees to the front of the mat. Perfect. Press to downward facing dog. Just a little bit of balance work. Lift. I want you to first look back at your feet and walk your feet a little closer. Lift your right arm and your left leg. Keep that bicep hugging into your ear. Good, switch sides. Left arm, right leg. And both of them down. Nice. Lunge the right leg forward. Lift and spread your right toes from the floor. See how the foot is straight. The shin is straight. And we lean the knee to the right. Some of you will come down on your forearms. Others will not be able to. Experiment with the back leg. Some of you will get more stretch with the knee up and some of you will like it down. Just dropping the knee towards the floor. Bringing shoulders away from the floor. Good, bring the foot up, walk your hands to the left. But here's the common problem we have. I see the shin coming in. The right leg stays steady and strong, straight up and down. And then our body moves diagonally towards the left side of the room, we drop in. Nice, walking the hands back in. And on fingertips, step to downward facing dog. Bring the left leg forward, spread and lift your left toes, and turn the knee down to the side. Come onto your forearms. Stay lifted through the waistline. You can get a low back pull if you're not careful. So tuck the tailbone down. It's almost as if you think you have a tail. Like just engage the tail, drop the knee, flex the foot. One more breath. Perfect. Come all the way up. The foot is straight, and we're going to walk our arms diagonally to the right side of the room, dropping the forehead down. It's just graduated. Yoga is about breath within sensation. So as long as you can breathe and you're feeling a stretch, you're doing it perfectly. So we don't have to go deeper. That's the best thing about all this virtual working out, is that you're doing what you can and probably feeling really good about it. Where there's a little bit of competition, I think, sometimes. Step to down dog. And we just see what other people are doing. We think we should be doing that or we shouldn't be doing that. But in essence, anything you're doing is amazing. One more breath here. Come forward, come all the way down. Good, walk your left hand across the mat, kick up your back foot, reach for the top of the foot and curl it in. A lot of you will have your face on the floor now because your low back will hurt. But again, tucking your tail, pressing all the way onto your right thigh bone and your right hip bone. Like trying to imprint them all the way into the floor, that will help you. Good, nice. 2 more breaths there. And release it. Good, switch sides. And there's the pressure into the hip bone, into the femur bone. Awesome. Slowly release it. Very nice. Now with your forehead on the floor, lift your legs, just your legs coming up. And drop your feet, lift your head, rotate the shoulders and come up. From the back of your neck. So just like if someone were picking you up right from here. Ears back, the face is soft. And drop all the way down, take 2 breaths. And both arms are back, shoulders are back, we lift up. Last one, and slowly rest. Good, coming all the way up to child's pose, the knees are turned out, the feet are together, elbows are off the mat. So I'm pushing the mat forward, that's important. If you can lift your elbows, your sit bones are moving back, your elbows are forward. If your knee is injured, from the side it will look like this. Your knees will be under your hips, but you're still rooting back. You're just not creasing the back of your knee. So if you have swelling here that doesn't feel good, this will alleviate the pain and you'll still get the low back stretch. Nice, walking all the way up. Good, have a seat, a couple hip openers and a shoulder opener, and we'll be done. Some of you will come into a simple cross-legged position here, and then some of you will stack into double pigeon. So bring the right arm down, reach up with the left arm, pull the head back and stretch through. There can be the sweat towel in between your hands here. Lift up and look up just a little. So if you're leaning forward like this, I need you to really open up the chest cavity. Flex both feet, the top foot and the bottom foot. Nice. And release and switch the top leg. So if you're just crisscrossing, the left leg is in front. If you're bringing it all the way up, that's awesome. Make sure the foot's not sickled. They'll try to do this. This is a sickled foot, and your knee is still in a kind of a dangerous position there. And then the left arm comes up, pressing back with the skull if you can. This is my more flexible side, so it's okay to have a discrepancy between the right and left as far as flexibility is concerned. Just try not to bow forward here. Yeah, good. One more breath. Releasing softly. And then some of you will lie on your back, going into the big hip opener here, pulling your hands through. But there's probably equal amount that will be up here pressing the chest into the thigh. Right? Still flexing the foot and pulling the shoulders, elongating the neck. Release and switch sides. The left ankle crosses. The knee moves away from your body. So in either pose, like if you're on your back and you're even using a sweat towel, the left knee is still moving away from your torso. And that way we get the biggest stretch. Nice. And then everyone coming up. A nice seated forward bend. The legs are straight. You might feel the most flexibility with your feet hip distance apart. I always stretch my feet together on this particular pose. Inhale, put the cushion under your hips if you need it, and come forward. You could also use the sweat towel here or choose to bend your knee. So this is the problem. If you're coming in like this, I need you to elevate the hips or bend your knees or use a strap until you're straight in the low back. Once you're straight, then skim the belly off of the thighs and descend. One more breath. Breathing right into those hamstrings. And the hands are down and into the hip flexors, Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, turn the bottoms of the feet up. Lift up really tall. So that's your in-breath, right? That creates length in your body. And then exhale coming forward. And inhale, lift. And exhale coming forward. Nice. One more breath. And slowly bring your body up. Awesome. Close your legs. And then a little crisscross as wide as your mat. Flex the feet back, left arm up. And we come across and we pull the left shoulder and dive in. And coming up, switch sides, and we come across. And coming up, and one more time, right down the middle, grab the outer edge of the feet or use your shin bones. So if you can't get all the way down, use our shin bones and come down. Nice. And coming all the way up and coming right into a nice reclined twist. So laying on your back, the legs are in tabletop position. Roll to the right, but don't touch down. So if this causes low back pain, as you come up from the side, use the bottom leg to carry the top leg or use your hand. Like you could have your hand here, you get
the benefit of a twist without so much torque in your SI joint or sacroiliac joint. And now let the legs lie on the floor and look over your left shoulder. Drop your shoulder blade towards your spine. So in that left shoulder, pull it underneath your body until your shoulder blade literally feels like it's touching your spine. The palms are up. And here we go. So if you need a little help here, grab your thigh and pull it up and go to the opposite side. And now we look to the right. Relax, shoulder blade comes in towards your body. One more big breath. And coming back to center. Grab your heels, come into happy baby. So the bottoms of your feet are facing the floor, or facing the ceiling. Your thighs are facing the floor. And then a lot of you rock side to side here. Crossing your ankles, grab your shins and take a bow. And relax. And I'll give you a minute or two to meditate. I'd like you to meditate on patience and leaning into the hard stuff. The eyes are closed. As your mind starts to wander, bring your mind back to the rise and fall of your breath. Nothing else, just the rise and fall of your breath. As you see thoughts start to interrupt that meditative process, notice that, and then even notice you're noticing that. Come back to the breath. And now bring your arms high above your head. Point your feet in the opposite direction. Your eyes are closed, which is an important aspect of meditation. And then walk your feet in. Roll your knees to the right side of your body. It's the side that brings in energy. Use your arm and push all the way up. Turn to the front of your mat. And as always, I like to offer you a final thought. And this is by Paulo Coelho. I've seen many storms in my life. Most storms have caught me by surprise. So I had to learn very quickly to look farther and understand that I am not capable of controlling the weather, to exercise the art of patience, and to respect the fury of nature, which this week I've had to understand and be patient with. So wherever you are, whatever circumstance you're in, try to have patience, try to lean into the challenge. One deep breath together, and we bow forward. Namaste. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Sending you really good thoughts. Hope you have a wonderful week.